Monday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, he's still looking at the bracket, trying to find out where Arizona State is in the NCAA tournament. Still Hillstreet, everybody.
Once I look at the Dayton matchups, I don't see ASU. I know they didn't make the tournament.
Hey, the women go to Iowa State for the playing game.
Are they?
Dayton.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're playing game on the women's side as a 10 seed.
Yeah,
they were the last team in.
Hey, it's Molly's first year coaching, and
they won 10 games last year.
Yes, congratulations to the women from ASU.
And they could beat Virginia and move on to play, I think, Georgia in the next round after that. They could do that. Let's do it. Let's do it, Molly.
Whoever knew that you had to count on the women's program to carry your flag?
Well, now that Bobby Hurley's gone.
How'd it make you sad?
No, not at all.
Come on.
I got even more excited last night because 2, maybe 3 teams with coaches you might be interested in interviewing for a job didn't make the NCAA tournament either, which means, Dale, coaches will be available to interview even quicker now.
Okay.
So that's exciting. Maybe, if they don't screw this up. If they don't pull a Cardinals and wait till the last minute. We'll just wait for everybody else to get hired before we do it.
Who do you think they are? The Cardinals?
I know. Yeah, New Mexico's head coach, Eric Olins. It was only his debut season there in New Mexico, but he's highly thought of. I do expect him to at least interview him. I don't know if he should get the job as well, but he's missed the tournament. And then San Diego State's head coach as well. But that one kind of worries me a little bit because they had 8 returning players from last year's team. That was really good. They added 3 transfers that had played a lot and supposedly got better as well. They have a really good freshman that joined that team, and then they missed the NCAA tournament. That's what Bobby Hurley did here. We don't need another coach to do that here. We just had one. We need somebody that'll outperform what he's got here, not somebody that underperforms. He already had that. So that one does scare me a little bit.
How about we talk about things that are live and present and still going on and playing for championships? And
you want to talk about WWE on Friday night, Dale?
I saw a picture, Steve. I need to see a full arena picture because
oh my God, Dale thinks that place wasn't packed. It was packed.
It certainly looked like you and Anna were trying to be sneaky and not show one side of the arena because there wasn't anybody over there.
The picture I posted was early, so it wasn't full yet.
See, here's the thing.
It was at 4:30, by the way, on a Friday.
Novices like me, we didn't realize that there are some events that just don't sell as many tickets, and so they'll move everybody to one side for TV purposes. Name another sport that has to do that.
Yeah, there's no sports that mask off the upper levels so it doesn't look like there's empty seats up there. Yeah, football's never done that in its day.
I can't remember one instance.
Yeah, never in San Diego did that ever happen.
Wow.
Where the Chargers masked off their upper bowl.
You just went straight there, huh?
Yeah, it never happened before, people. Never happened before. And baseball either. Never's happened. First of all. Second of all, the arena was full. I actually did take a whole video. I'm going to have to get it to Kobe. I wasn't planning on having to justify my life existence here.
Yeah.
But I did take a video of it in the arena there at one point. It was packed. It was packed. You're just trying to knock it down because you're a square. You don't like fun things.
Yeah, I come in and now I am a square.
Yeah. Dale's all, it wasn't at a Zip, so I'm not interested.
Wow.
It's not at Oceans Club, so I wasn't interested.
Wow. Steak 44 wasn't showing
that.
Oh,
yeah. If it was at Steak 44, I'd be there. not at the morgue.
Oh, so tell me about it. Was it a well-run event? Was it
It was
exciting?
fun. Yeah, it was good. I don't think there was one boring match, which usually I'm like, There's a lot of talking, though, that I hate because when they're 2-hour shows, it's nonstop action to squeeze them in, but they moved it to a 3-hour show. So there's just so much waste. But I mean, Cody Rhodes is all bloody. The Viper took him out while they were signing their contract for WrestleMania.
Was that real blood, do you think? Oh.
It was so like thin and dripping.
Oh.
Like at one point they got a close up on Cody Rhodes' face, and it's like literally just like dripping like water off of his eyebrow. Put a little too much water in it, people. But that was kind of a weird way to end it. You know, just kind of like, oh, Cody Rhodes is bleeding everywhere, got his butt kicked. Yeah, all right, let's go home.
So who was the headliner?
Well, I mean the headline was Cody Rhodes and the Vipers signing their contract for WrestleMania was the big deal there. But I mean, you had the Wyatt family come back out and wrestle. You had
the Wyatt family. Hold on, the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Like mom, dad, kids.
No, the brothers and everybody. Yeah. Look, I can get into this with you, but you're just gonna try to make fun of it, and we're not doing that. But they're back now because Bray Wyatt actually died a couple years ago. So they're back now, and then you had Charlotte Flair, the Queen, showed up with Alexa Bliss there, and the Breed twins. That's not the Breed. What's their name? They're local. They grew up here. One of them worked at the Hooters up on I-17 and whatever.
What?
They made a hometown appearance there. Is they're back?
Oh.
Bella Twins. Bree Twins. Bella Twins was there, Dale.
Okay.
It was good. Fun, exciting day. Tiffany Time was there. Fantastic, Dale. You would like Tiffy Time. I'm just telling you, you'd like Tiffy Time. You would have wiggled out of your chair like I had to do every time I tried to stand up. Okay, first of all, the morgue. I've always had white hips. I have birthing hips, as I like to joke around and say. But I have white hips. I'm a big dude. Like my legs are big, not fat big. That's the one part of me that's not fat. But I don't fit in the seats, man. I sit down and it's like one butt cheek's on this armrest and one butt cheek's on this armrest. So then I have to like wiggle into them, get sideways. Then when I go to stand up, I have to like twist my body to get up and everything. My knees are on the chair in front of me. For the love of God, you're a basketball arena. Get some seats that people can fit in. Not that hard. Second of all, Dale, water in a can is the stupidest idea I've ever heard of. Whoever came up with this should be fired on the spot. Whoever said we'll sell water in cans should be fired on the spot. Matt Ishbia. It should be fireable on the spot. Then the cans were all flimsy down. I'm literally walking. I'm not even doing anything. I'm just carrying it. I'm crushing the can. I have to like be all dainty with it. Because the can's crushing and water squirting out the top. I'm all because it's just a flimsy little water can. A can, Dale. Stupid. Not even pushing it hard. Not even. Why can't we have plastic like anybody else? And then I can't remember. It was either $6 or $8 for this can of water.
Ooh.
Dude, every other arena you go to, even ASU's football stadium, $10 gets you a big plastic water thing of DeSanti. But you have to get this little stupid can of water. Like, it was $6 or $8. It was ridiculous. We don't need to drink out of cans for water.
Hey, if it's good enough at the PGA, at the Players Championship for the players to
Did they have them
that.
too?
Yeah.
Stupidest thing on the planet.
They weren't moaning and groaning.
I bet you every single one of them was complaining about it, but they had to put up with it like I had to do.
I don't think they paid for them either.
Yeah, well, first of all, yeah, they didn't pay $6 or $8, whatever it was. But second of all, it tastes different. It tastes like a can. You can taste the metal in it. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. And the can's all flimsy. I've never held a metal drink before, a soda in a can, and I've crushed it just walking with it. I put a picture of it up afterward. The whole top's all like, I got my handprint in it. It was flimsy as all heck. What are we doing? And you're charging that much? Give Matt Ishbia for Suns games a lot of props for that $2 menu.
Yeah.
But you're ripping you off everybody else because watered cans, folks, is stupid. DeSanti, you should be fired for coming up with this. Whoever offered to sell it at the morgue should be literally fired on the spot. Stupid idea. Stupidest idea on the planet. Done with that rant. Stupid. I'd rather die of thirst than drink a can water out of a stupid can. It's Dasani. It's tap water filtered with can taste to it. You're not that special. You cannot take a turd and shine it up and make it call it something else, Dasani. Your water is garbage. Putting it in a stupid little can is ridiculous. Doesn't make you all important now. Oh, look at our water now. We're in a can. It's the dumbest idea on the face of the planet. That's how my Friday started, Dan.
I thought Dasani was from the beautiful mountains of Telluride, Colorado.
It's from the beautiful mountains of somebody peed in this river. What it's from.
But yet you bought it.
I was dying of thirst. I didn't want a soda. First of all, I didn't realize it was in a can until the lady pops it up on the counter and then pops the top. And I went,
Oh, was it a click top?
No, like a regular soda can. She has to,
No, I tell you, that's not explaining anything. You're making
it's a
sound
regular
effects.
pop can. I don't have it in front of me.
Is it a twist top or a pop top?
A soda pop can. Where you pop.
No, that doesn't help me. Your sound effects.
The regular soda can. How do you open a soda can?
Well, if it has a tab, I click it.
That's the tab.
Yeah, but mine doesn't ever make that kind of sound, especially water.
Well, it's the Dasani water. Had something special in it. We have water here, Dale, in our fridge. You know what we do? We take out the plastic and we unscrew the top, and then we can screw the top back on it when we want the water to stay in it. Instead, the lady's hair in front of me while her hair's hanging out the back of the seat, and my can of water that I don't want is sitting in the cup holder, and her dirty, nasty hair with all the products in it is just dangling right there where I put my mouth. You know what would have been better? In a $10 container of water and plastic that I could screw the cap back on and then set it there. And I don't care how much her hair lands in my water. That's what I care about. The guy's dandruff in front of me. Every time he rubbed the top of his hair, it looked like it was snowing. And I'm just watching it fall over my can of water, my Dasani can of water.
What kind of people go to this wrestling event?
So stupid.
Wow.
Cans of water, people. Needs to end immediately. I am all for public execution of whoever came up with cans of water, of Dasani water at sporting events.
Who ultimately won the championship, Steve? Is there a champion crowned yesterday or no?
No, because they're setting up WrestleMania, so all the storylines are leaning towards WrestleMania right now.
When's WrestleMania?
The one belt one was the Bella Twins interrupted it, so that was the women's tag team. The Bella Twins interrupted the match, so they had to cancel it, and it stayed with whoever it needed to be. Yeah. Ethan says the Empty Seats wrestling show is AEW. Yeah, not WWE. You're confusing the two.
Okay, I'm very well. Now I saw some. We were watching a movie on Paramount or so, Amazon.
Yeah.
Is AEW on Amazon or one of those pay stations?
It was. I don't know if it still is. I don't watch AEW anymore. I think it's garbage.
Yeah, but
it's on that. Ethan, help me out here. I know you're listening. Text in. Even though you're in the other room, just text in.
And the other thing is, I got a pet peeve to talk about.
Wait, no, we don't do this segment.
Yeah, I mean, just real quick, and maybe you know,
I want to
maybe
hear
you don't.
this.
We're watching a Prime Video. We found a comedian that we thought we'd try, and he was okay. But there's commercial breaks.
I know where you're going with this. Yeah,
It's a paid service.
And the commercial breaks are like in the most inopportune time. Like
Yes!
he's about to do a punchline.
Yes.
And it's like, you have diarrhea?
Yeah.
Try this medication.
It's like no, they're watching it. So I assume there's a tier higher.
I actually just did it on the business show this morning. $2.99 for ad free.
Yeah.
But now it's going to $4.99 for ad free. Yeah. No, isn't that the most annoying thing on the planet? Like, I don't mind, throw a commercial in there in the middle of a show or something, but they do it like literally a guy's in the middle of a sentence. He's like it's the plot point of the show, and he's like, he's all like, "Oh, I think the killer is," and then it goes to, "You have erectile dysfunction."
2.5 minutes of commercial. It was actually Kevin James was a comedian, the guy that was on
King of Queens.
King of Queens. Man, he's lost weight.
Yeah,
he's bald.
And he's lost a ton.
Yeah.
He lives in Florida now. He lives a very easy life now.
Okay, but
I think he lives
literally, I think there were 3 commercial breaks in his hour stint.
3?
Yes.
What, I know, and that's the I have the same problem with it too. Is now live stuff. I understand you need commercial breaks. Like watching the UFC, I get annoyed with that because they'll the round will end and you're like, oh, I want to hear what the corner man has to say to this guy. And then they go to it and a big ad pops up. My favorite is when a Paramount ad pops up. Like, we're watching it. Why are you advertising something we're watching?
I get you.
But then it's like, I want to hear what they're saying. So live events, it's just a matter of when they happen.
Right.
Live events, I don't mind, but when it's that stuff, it's like, at least plan it at a time.
Like when he's taking a deep breath or when he's walking back to get a drink of water. Or,
fade out. Because it's like, literally goes from, he's like, and then I said, and then instantly cuts to the commercial. And you're like, what did he say?
Oh, man.
I know. Isn't that annoying?
So that was one of my picks because you're already paid a certain amount. I don't even know. I'm pirating it from somebody else I know.
He said it, not me.
Come and get me, Prime Video.
Ethan says AEW's on HBO and TNT as well, but their pay-per-views are on Amazon Prime and stuff. So that might be what
I just saw them advertising. I thought you said AEW was Bush League.
It's garbage. It's trash. It's where wrestlers go. It's the live golf of wrestling. Guys go there to make money and get fat and not do their job. That sums up. But yeah, no, I agree with you on the commercial thing. You're right on that too. That's.
You were active on Twitter this weekend, Steve.
Was I? Not as much as I should have been. I could have been.
Well, you're tweeting about the Suns game when you can't be watching the Suns game.
On Friday night? Oh no,
you're cheering.
We're sitting there and boom, we see the Arizona in this dark arena. I don't remember who it was. I think they were yapping. I think there was a lot of talking going on, and I just zoned. Okay, when you're watching it on television, I can understand every word everybody's saying, but in those big arenas, I have no freaking clue what anybody is saying. Like at the beginning, Jacob Fatu came out, and he's all talking in the mic, and I'm like, is he even speaking English right now? All I hear is, can't understand a word they're saying in there. I'm just like, whatever, man. Then we see the Arizona game winner. In that game, who was that? Texas Tech?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then Autumn was keeping her eye on the Suns game, and they had to lead the whole game till the end. In a back-to-back.
Yeah. I would say I watched quite a bit of that. I actually watched more sports this weekend than I mean, like, majority of games.
Was that because your tummy hurt?
Yeah, my tummy hurt. So I canceled golf, canceled our anniversary.
Well, you can't cancel the anniversary.
Well, no,
You
cancel
made
the
an excuse
celebration.
to not take your
No,
beautiful bride out.
I'm sorry. I need to get the term correct. We postponed.
Yes.
And at 38 years, Steve, you can celebrate it on Thursday.
Yeah, but Dale, at
Saturday,
your age, you
Monday.
can't go another week.
Wow.
That's the problem. You just don't know the answer. You just don't know that.
Wow. But I just knew on Friday night that if they didn't have a 10, 12-point lead in the last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter.
I said to Autumn, I think we just sat down in the morgue over there, and we had just sat down, and she goes, "Oh, Suns are kind of dominating this game at halftime." And I go, a second night of a back-to-back, their legs are going to go in the second half. And we didn't watch it. We didn't have it on watching it, but we were just following it. So I don't know if that's what happened or not. But
one alarming trend.
Second night of a back-to-back, Dale.
Kind of like Will Smith and the robot in Lost in Space back in the day. Warning, 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 warning.
You have to explain that to even me. That was before my time.
Lost in Space?
That was before my time. I
had a big crush on Judy. But anyway, I'm thinking about that show. Google it. And the last half of the fourth quarter, you know what it turned into?
Isolation ball.
It turned into Devin Booker time.
But again,
no.
Were they tired?
No. It turned into Devin Booker time. And I spent about 2.5 years watching that. And guess what? It sucked Friday night as much as it did those years doing it. It just, everything comes to a halt. Devin. I'm going to run to the right. Now I'm double teamed. No.
That's what I saw when I was looking at it on
It happened about 5 or 6 possessions in a row.
But again, second night back-to-back.
No, it doesn't matter. Jalen Green was bouncing around. Guys who didn't play the night before were playing in the second half of the back-to-back.
Grayson Allen was back that game, right? After being out the night before. Yeah.
And there's Devin. Me.
Do we trade him again, Dale?
Don't tempt me.
Hey, breaking news right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Jets are trading Justin Fields to the Chiefs. Obviously, going to take over for Patrick Mahomes, obviously. That's huge news that Patrick Mahomes isn't playing this year and Justin Fields is going to take that spot. Folks, the second part of that was a joke. People are probably going, "Oh, but Steve said." Yeah, Justin Fields seriously being traded to the Chiefs. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. I would have this as one of my golden rules if I'm a general manager of any other team.
Yeah. Remember, we stole Gardner Minshew from him.
If Kansas City lets a quarterback go, if Kansas City wants to trade for a quarterback, I'm saying, are we missing something?
Yeah, there's a reason.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I don't think Justin Fields, he's a below average quarterback.
Starting quarterback,
yes. But barely. And what I mean by that is like 16th, 17th in the league. There's worse ones than him there. He's not somebody you can go and win with, but kind of like a Jacoby Brissett. He can do stuff with the right team, the right coaching. You're just not going to win a 10 with him. Yeah, and that's all you need is the Chiefs, right? Patrick Mahomes might have to miss a game or two, and you want him to go in and take care of it.
Yep.
And things like that. But I actually think that's a good fit for the Chiefs as a backup quarterback, more so than Gardner Minshew was, because he also plays more like Mahomes does. They don't have to change the offense and stuff like that. So, yeah, breaking news this morning. And the Cardinals are still just bit of pat.
I saw a tweet, I think it was on Saturday, that just really startled me.
What did I say?
No, not from you. It's from a knowledgeable guy. Do you know how much salary cap room the Arizona Cardinals have for next year?
A lot. Well, where are you going with this? Because I have a definite thought on
$178 million of salary cap room next year.
Cleared everything off for next
year. And this guy kind of wrote a little bit of a blurb on The Cardinals are the first NFL team to tank in front of our face.
Yeah, okay. That's where you're going. Okay. Somebody actually said that out loud?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody say that.
Yeah.
I come to the conclusion the Cardinals are tanking this year. Like their goal is to win 1 or 2 games.
Yes.
And the way I've come to that conclusion is Vegas agrees with me because before free agency, Cardinals were like, let's just say Cardinals were like plus 2,500 to win the Super Bowl. And they were tied with a couple other teams.
Right.
Everybody else's odds have gotten better, and the Cardinals have gotten worse. They're like plus 3,200 or something now. So even Vegas is going, Cardinals are tanking. That's where I got my theory from, that the Cardinals are going into this season going, we're setting it up for 2027.
I did not realize that they had that much.
I didn't know it was that much either. That's crazy. Which, why get rid of Gannon then at that point? Because you're going to have the stigma of LaFleur. You're going to have the stigma of LaFleur having a terribly losing season.
Yes.
On your record. It's like back in the day when you'd bring a new pitcher in and then have him walk somebody. Like, why didn't you just have the guy that was in there walk somebody so that guy doesn't come out and have to walk him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody actually put out there that the
Yes.
Cardinals are taking this because I do believe that. That's one of my takes I have coming up for the Cardinals. Is I firmly believe this year's a wash for them, and they're looking forward to next year.
$178 million.
Hey Dale, we've heard that before about the Cardinals. Hey, just wait 3 years, we'll be good.
Then we just get through the 4.
Yeah, and now they're going to go, hey, wait 1 year, and then we'll be better in 27. I don't know how you can even keep Monty employed if that happens. LaFleur obviously can make it through
Right.
here. But even then, you hire a new GM, and what if he doesn't like LaFleur? You have those issues. It's just stupid. I don't understand what they're doing. Wow, 178. That's actually news to me. Yikes. I'm depressed now.
Team's cap space, $178.585 million.
And that's without whatever does that take into account what they think the increase of the salary cap will be next year?
No.
So it could be 200.
Yes.
Because the NFL is working out that new deal with CBS where they're going to get another $1 billion from CBS for the TV rights package starting this year. So that's going to be a higher salary cap number for next year on top of it. They could have $200 million in free cap space next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for them.
But hey, make sure that season ticket payment's on time there, Stevie.
Yeah, probably went through yesterday, Dale, or this morning. The 16th here.
Okay.
It's a clearing. It's all going to be worth it for that non-playoff and ultra disappointing season next year.
So they're hoping to have the worst record in the league so they don't have to trade away picks to try and move up and get a quarterback?
Does it matter? They're going to pick the wrong one. Does it matter? Hey, we're the number 1 draft pick in a quarterback-rich year. Which is really not. It's just people are hyping it being the rich year. I'm telling you, Archie Manning's going to be the worst Manning in the pros coming up here. Yeah. I saw a video of Peyton's oldest boy who plays quarterback in Colorado. I saw videos of him and his projection going out there. I would trust a Peyton kid at quarterback before I would trust an Arch Manning at quarterback. It has nothing to do with the parenting and stuff like that. It's just Arch Manning just gives me this. I believe he was hurt at the beginning of last year with the shoulder, and they hid that, which hurt him because he got better as the year went on. So, but why don't you come out and say he's hurt though? Why not protect the kid and be like, look, he had a bad shoulder all year. He played through it. He's a warrior. He played through it. You could phrase it that way.
You could phrase it that way, definitely.
And instead, they kept it so quiet. He did get better on. Robert says, you've never heard of Danger, Will Robinson? No, I've heard of it. It's just when I became, Robert, you're a little older than me also, but when I was a kid, it looked really terrible. Like even to early 80s standard, mid 80s standards of television. It looked cheesy. I just never got it.
Yeah, that's probably early 70s.
How did they get food and stuff when they were lost in space?
They grew their own.
And really, in the ship?
Organic.
Did they go to planets and like?
I can't even remember.
Or were they like just lost?
I know. I think they were all. It was called Lost in Space.
They're just floating through space.
I remember a girl named Judy that I had a crush on.
She was the oldest one of the Robinson crew. I do know that about her.
Oh, really? So
I don't remember.
So you kind of like.
Well, there was a movie that came out a few years ago. I went and saw.
Really?
Wasn't Matt LeBlanc in it or something? He goes, "How you doing?"
No.
He didn't say that in there, but he was in it. I'm pretty sure. Let me look this up here. Lost in Space movie. 1998 science fiction movie. Let's see. Yeah, Matt LeBlanc was in it. Look at me go. Matt
You
LeBlanc.
are so good at that stuff.
I don't. William Hurt was in it. Look at that. Gary Oldman. Yeah. Yep. Gary Oldman had to play the bad guy, right? That was the film. But that's the only reason I know that is I know Judy. I don't know her from the show, but I also remember it's a terrible movie.
That stinks. It was only on. It was on CBS from 65 to 68.
Yeah, so it wasn't that good. Well, 3 years. Yeah, but back then they did like 100 episodes a season, not like today where we did an 8-episode season. We're on season 50. Yeah, but it's 6 episodes a season.
83 episodes.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Well, that's 20 a year. Yeah. Shows back then weren't on for long periods. They had to go on to real careers.
Boy, Marta Kristen didn't age very good.
Is that Judy?
Yeah.
Well, she's pushing 80 now, isn't she?
I guess.
If not older than that.
No. Well,
if she was a teenager in the 60s, what's her name?
Her name
Real
is
Marty Kristen.
Marta Kristen. She's 81.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she's a Norwegian actress.
Yeah.
Yeah, 80 years old. So yeah, 81 years old. February 26th. She just turned 81.
Okay, so she's a little bit older than me.
How good do you think she needs to look at 81? I think she looks fantastic. For 81.
Josh.
I think she looks amazing for 81. Dale's over here poo-pooing 81
Yeah.
year olds.
I wonder how much she's worth. Anyway.
Not as much as you think.
No.
They didn't make good money back then. And they certainly didn't get residuals and all of that
And
stuff.
Lost in Space is not a show you see on reruns.
When I was a kid, it was on reruns because I had a chance to watch. I just could never get into it. I just don't.
Yeah, because you don't have any
No,
taste.
the problem is I've always had the problem of like recognizing names of things or watching stuff and then just being like, so they're just lost in space? Like, that sounds stupid.
That's why you got to watch it.
That sounds ridiculous. Who wants to watch that? Who wants to be lost in space? That sounds miserable. Who wants to do that?
Well, nobody wants to. That's the reason of the show. They're lost.
They were 3 years because after 3 years they went, we're just stuck here. Let's just off ourselves and end this misery of just floating through space. That's why it went off the air, Dale. They all realized how miserable their existence was and they can't get out of it.
We got a lot to talk about.
There's a lot
today.
of vastness in space. It's not like you blink and you're coming by another planet. You go years between planets.
Not as fast as their rocket ship flew.
Oh, they were flying. They were going fast.
supersonic.
I'm just saying. The concept seems ridiculous to me.
Oh, but you'll watch some of these ridiculous shows today, the sci-fis that come out. Oh, yeah, that could happen.
Name one.
I don't watch them because they're stupid. Not realistic. Lost in Space was realistic. We went to the moon in like 62.
Has anybody ever been lost in space? No, because it's not realistic. Doesn't happen. Lost in a forest? I'm all on board on that show.
Lost in the Sahara?
I'm all on board on that show. I can relate to that. That can happen. I can walk out of this building right now, Dale, and just poof, gone. Just be lost for days on end. Nobody know where I am. That I can relate to. Space? Nah. Stupidest concept ever. Simple Minds back in the 60s. Simple Minds.
Yeah, the world was a simpler place.
Only the main event can take a stupid show like Lost in Space and make a bit out of it. Yeah, Robert says, given who Arch's grandfather and two uncles are, that's a good probability. Well, what's a good probability? That he's bad? Yeah, which probability are you talking about?
Well, I think that you're saying the genes are going to eventually take hold, and he's going to be good. Maybe not Eli and Peyton good.
Yeah, well, no, he's going to be good, but that's the problem. Here's the problem. He's not going to live up to their standards is the problem. Can he be a good quarterback? I thought he was good at the end of the year for Texas. I thought he was actually more to his hype at the end of the year.
Right.
And stuff like that. So I'm not saying I would, I'm not going to, kick him out of bed because he's eating crackers or nothing. I may use a bad analogy for that.
That's a bad analogy.
Did you just get uncomfortable in here? But I mean, he's not going to be, he's overhyped is what I'm getting at in terms of the talent level. He's more Eli than Peyton. How about that? How about that explanation?
As long as he's not more like the guy who didn't play in the pros.
Yeah, that's his dad.
Yeah.
He got injured. Actually, now they might just be saying this because he got injured and didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
But I've actually heard that he was the better one of all of them.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, but they might just be saying that because.
Give him something.
Yeah, Cooper. Yeah, it's like, wasn't true. Probably couldn't throw a ball more than 2 feet in front of him. But they're like,
they can't do research. They can't find out.
Oh, that he's the worst one, is what Robert says. Yeah, I agree with that. That's the problem. Can he live up to that standard? That's the problem with Peyton Manning's kid is he's always, at least, look, if Arch Manning's being compared to his two uncles and his grandfather, imagine what Peyton Manning's kid's going to be compared to. Yeah. It's interesting. Interesting life those guys live there. That's why Michael Jordan's kid just can't. You just grow up differently and everything. So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Dale, other than that, your weekend was good? Your tummy hurt? You sat on the couch with a
I
blanket?
fought through that. Watched more of a baseball game than I've ever watched in my life.
World Baseball Classic is so amazing. Watching Japan go down to Venezuela, of all places.
But to watch Severino and Skeens.
Isn't that awesome last night?
I was riveted. And I'm not riveted to baseball very much.
Especially early in the season.
No.
Yeah. My favorite tweet was I retweeted it, and somebody said, if you're worried about Paul Skeens' pitch count tonight, remember, he won't be playing another meaningful game until 2030's WBC. Made me laugh. The only thing I didn't like was the announcers last night going, oh, Polsky, because I told you this stat before. Every hard-throwing pitcher has Tommy John at some point in his career, usually early on. Every single one of them. We've given you these stats before. But I don't like, so Paul Skeens it's just a matter of when more so than if he's going to have it.
I don't know.
Because of the statistics. I'm just going off of statistics.
But
here.
Paul Skeens is not a statistic, Steve.
I agree with you on that. But during the broadcast last night, they're sitting there talking about his pitching, and then one guy goes, till he gets Tommy John surgery coming up. It's like, what? An announcer just blurts that out in the middle of an inning as he's throwing a pitch. That kind of annoyed me.
Announcers need to be more careful. That happened in the PGA Tour. One of the guys said, yeah, this guy's played here 15 years, never hit the ball in the water on 17. Yeah.
It's just like, what do you, if he would have blown out his arm on that pitch after he said that, the hate coming his way
killed.
Would have been ridiculous. But, so the announcers got a little bit on my nerves there during the game, but I mean, just fantastic early season baseball, and poor Perdomo. We'll get into the umpires coming up here in a little bit. A lot of people complain about the umpires in these games. Yeah, but they're baseball umpires. Y'all have been spoiled by the ABS already that you forgot that Major League Baseball umpires tend to screw things up a lot. So we'll talk about that coming up as well. Men's college basketball, we talked about ASU a little bit. They got into the tournament, 10th seed, which is a higher seed than they're supposed to.
You need women's basketball.
Women's, what I say.
You said men's.
Well, the women's team's better.
You lost all credibility, Steve.
All the women's team's better than the men's team, so let's just leave it at that. But they came in a 10 seed playing tournament game coming up for them on the women's side. We'll talk about that. Arizona winning the Big 12. Who cares? Because brackets are out. That's the other thing about conference tournaments. It's like you win it, and then you instantly go right into the NCAA bracket, so you don't even have time to celebrate it at all. We might talk about LeBron James' kid there in Arizona. Did something that his dad seems like he would do.
He gave credit to everybody?
No. I don't have the video for you, but I did see it. I couldn't find it this morning. But, remind me to bring up LeBron James Jr. That's not his name. But remind me to bring him up. Come on back, folks. The main event. I just tried to search for it again. Bryce James, of course, plays down there in Arizona. Redshirted this year, Dale. And I can't find the video. I swear to God, I swear I'm not making this up. I swear to God,
I think that you have so much hate in your heart that you think you saw something.
I swear to God, I saw this. And I saw somebody else make a comment about it also. Arizona wins the Big 12 championship. They beat Houston. They go to celebrate. He redshirted this year, but he still sits on the bench with his warm-ups on. And he gets to warm up with the team, and all that stuff.
Well, at least he had his uniform on under.
Yeah. The game's ending. And he stands up to celebrate, and yelling, and he's ripping off his top. He's taking his pants. He can't get the pants unbuttoned. He doesn't even know how to do that. That's how little he had to take them off this year. He's struggling to unbutton them and take them off. The pros just go, whoo, and they're at the scoring table to check in. He's struggling to get them unbuttoned and everything. Also, then he walks out on the court to celebrate all on his basketball uniform. That's diabolical, man. Taking your sweat clothes off and to go out there for pictures to look like you played and you're in your uniform. That's a thing LeBron would do. He would make it all about himself out there. Can't be in my sweats because I didn't play. I'm out there so it looks like I did. I swear to God it happened. Maybe if I didn't, I'll take my words back. But good for him. Maybe the coaches told him to do that. I tell you this, the other kids standing around him didn't do it.
Is that the first question you would ask Tommy Lloyd at the first round of the NCAAs?
Yeah, somebody would be like, "Congratulations, Lloyd. Tell us about your game into this and how tough the Big 12." And he answered that, and I'd be like, "Did you tell James to take his sweatpants off to celebrate for pictures?"
You would get
It's better than half the
lambasted.
questions that U of A media asked Tommy Lloyd these days. It'd be better than that, I can tell you that. So.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. Spring training games are getting moved to nighttime. If you're going to spring training game this week, watch your schedule because times are just shifting to nighttime. So heads up on that, everybody. I know Friday's Diamondbacks game already has been moved to 6:40 p.m. because it's supposed to be like 107 on Friday. So they're already moving the games to night times if they aren't already scheduled there. And they're just doing it by themselves. And then they're putting an announcement out as well. So pay attention to your tickets. Pay attention to social media if you're going to a game this week because games are being rotated. I couldn't imagine the players or fans just – because when you go to a game when it's 80 degrees, you just bake in that.
Yes.
Because you're just sitting on
It
those
feels
hard
like
seats.
it's 95.
Yeah. You just sit in those seats and that sun's just couldn't imagine when it's 105 just sitting there.
But it's going to be over 100 degrees all week. Why are they just doing that on Friday?
Well, I don't know if the rest of I know the A's play on Thursday night, so they don't have to move it. But I think only a couple teams have moved games so far as of going into this week.
Suck it up if you're on the west side.
So pay attention to that. Most like the Dominican, those players are coming back to the team now. So Diamondbacks are getting half of their team back now coming up here after their loss last night. Womp womp. All I'll say is, okay, I'm watching the game, and I watched a few Dominican. I didn't watch all of them, but I watched a few of the Dominican Republic games. Man, can tell Marte's just gathering up all these balls, and he's all into playing. Like, he's all into it. He played every game, by the way. Winded his back and all. And he's there, and he's making these awesome plays. I swear to God, if he comes back here and he's lazily attacking balls in the infield, I'm going to lose my mind.
His legs might be a little tired, Steve.
And he's going to come back, and he's going to need a month off. He's going to need a month off because he's going to be worn out from playing in the WBC. Oh, Robert found a video. Oh, I didn't see this angle of it. All right, Kobe, hold on, Dale. You talk for a second. What do you want to talk about, Dale? I got to download this and email this over to Kobe.
Well, the interesting thing that I'd heard, again, I paid limited attention to the WBC, watched almost the entire game, the USA against Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And obviously the last pitch of the game, questionable.
The last pitch of the 8th inning, questionable. Soto strikeout.
Okay, so you look at it and you hear, well, Americans now are getting pretty used to ABS and challenging pitches, and the reason they didn't do it in the World Baseball Classic. Did you hear this reason?
No, I did. I actually had no idea why they didn't do it. I just heard the commentators making the situation worse by openly going, "Oh, I guess you need ABS, don't you?" What's the reason?
Because the foreign stadiums
they're not set up.
didn't have the capabilities.
The Japan and then the
wherever else it was held, but like somebody said, you mean, but you can't do it for the semifinals and finals.
That is true.
Because they're going to be here in America.
That doesn't matter.
It's just interesting.
I didn't even think of that angle.
Yeah,
that does make sense. How hard is it to put in though?
I'm sure it's probably pretty expensive, Steve.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're $1 billion entity, baseball. Not that side of it.
You know, you could have the ABS system brought to you by McCollum Enterprises.
Excuse me. That's a cheesy name. Who names company after themselves?
A lot of people.
It's not Enterprises.
Associates.
And I didn't name it. Hey, Kobe, just an FYI, I sent you that video to the studio email there. If you can get that, let me know when it's ready because this is hysterical. But that is interesting. Now, I thought the pitches were obviously not strikes. And the home plate umpire wasn't consistent with his pitches. Because literally Soto gets the ball below his knees and he strikes out. Like next pitch, it's same spot. It just wasn't a curveball; it was a fastball, and he calls it a ball. And I'm like, if you're gonna call that on the curveball, you got to call that on the fastball down there too, buddy. But I mean, it's just the way baseball's been for all these years. The ABS is going to change it now, so it'll be fascinating to see. Do I want to see a game end that way? No, but I also realize that we've been complaining about it for 30 years now with Major League Baseball umpires. They're just terrible at what they do, and they miss stuff. Kobe, did you say you had it? I apologize. Jack. Okay, folks, let's go back to this. Dale, tell me I'm wrong on this. I did not see this angle. I saw a different angle. Robert attacked us on this, so thank you, Robert. Here we go. Bryce James. Yeah, so 22 did it too. I take it back. Another guy did take him off too. Look at it. He can't get him off. How that cool is that? Hey, guys. Yeah, I did not see 22 taking his off. That angle, I take back some of what I said.
So you don't want him to celebrate with his teammates?
Yeah, do it with your sweatshirt. You didn't play.
The littlest things get under your skin.
I take back half of what I said here. Because that 22, play it again, Kobe. Look at that. I got to give credit where credit's due. Other kids are taking, there's a kid in a white shirt right there taking that off.
Yeah.
22's pointing at his weenie for some reason. Look at it. This is that. Now we got to make fun of him, Dale, because he can't get them off in time. Everybody else got theirs off in time. And also, what's with those shoes? Those shoes?
My question is,
I'm sorry. Okay, so that tells me they were either told to do it or it was a predetermined thing. Now that I've seen that angle, the angle I saw before was just Bryce James doing it. So I don't want to be. I can't be too hard on James there.
no.
But he took way too long to get him off, man.
Steve, do you think you would have ripped your
The other kids did it. They played just as much as he did. 0. First of all, to go from the court, the LED court, to the hardwood court with XII, the whole length of the court now was just utterly ridiculous. Big 12 is a joke of a conference for thinking they improve things.
My question is, who's up in the stands recording
for that angle?
James's kid.
Yeah, I didn't see this angle till just now when Robert tagged me. I saw a different angle.
Was that Robert? Was Robert there?
Robert tagged. No, yeah, exactly. Robert, was that your video? No, it's from a site called Overtime. Lex Maddie on Twitter is the one who put that out originally. Yeah, that's somebody trying to make LeBron James's kid look bad. It's still a funny look.
There's only one person in this world who could try and make that a bad thing, and that's Stephen McCullum.
It's ridiculous. He couldn't get him off fast enough.
And they just missed Tommy Lloyd walking down to the end of the bench and go, "Hey guys, take your warm-ups off."
Yeah, because there's 4 kids there. Oh, one of them kept his long pants on. I see. But yeah, I'm sorry. It takes him way too long to take those things.
Wow.
Kobe, show it again here one more time.
No,
one more time. Let's look at this. Look at this. Because he's celebrating too much. He's like way too happy here for a kid that. See, look at 22 just ripped him off. Look at it. He's like, hold on. The kid's like, okay, hand me your pants. And he's like holding his hand out there forever. You got to work on that snapping, man. Especially if you're a bench player, you got to work on that.
You could have been in the hotel room practicing that all morning.
Seriously, get those bad boys out.
Hasn't taken him off in a while, Steve. He's been redshirted.
They snap, man. You get him off. 22 there, man, was like quick. He's like a magician. He just flexed and they came off. James is like trying to He was celebrating too much while he was trying to take him off. Got to pause the celebration for a minute. Rip those bad boys off all amazingly.
Oh,
and then you start celebrating again, Dale.
Wow.
Hey, I know, folks, it's Monday. We'll get into the brackets here at the top of the hour, but The Players Championship yesterday. Woo-wee! What a comeback by Cameron Young yesterday, Dale.
Fun end of that tournament.
He got tied for the lead right on 17, or did he take the lead on 17?
No, he took the lead on 17.
Took the lead on 7,
Yeah.
the water hole, water green hole. And then the guy he was fighting against, I can't remember his name right now, missed the par putt on 18. It was about 7-8 feet, I think. And Cam Young hit his in order to win it.
And
Fantastic.
it's Matthew Fitzpatrick who he's going against.
Yeah.
It took on a Ryder Cup feel, and because when he would make a good shot or whatever, be USA,
Yes.
and there's some things hurled at Fitzpatrick, and he handled it with as much class.
Yeah.
And
you got to embrace it a little bit.
Yes.
And the guys that don't embrace it, look petty.
Well, they asked him after the round. He actually did an interview. I don't know if this is good or bad, but I'm going to go with it's good. Fitzpatrick might have been the most gracious dude I've seen in a losing cause, having a chance at 18 to make about an 8-footer and send an extra hole. But did his interviews, hugged Cam, said congratulations, and then as he's walking off the 18th green, Cam's mom and dad and people were over there.
Family.
He walked over there, gave them a hug.
Yeah.
Said congratulations.
He said, make sure he buys you something nice tonight. Make sure dinner's at an expensive place.
Well, that's what Cam was saying. He's going, yeah, our plan was just to drive home tonight so I could sleep in my own bed and all that. He goes, those plans might have changed.
Yeah. Well, he pocketed $4.5 million by winning that tournament yesterday. Yeah. So, largest individual prize in PGA Tour's regular season. I told you. I'm not saying they're going to overtake the majors. I'm saying that they have the ability to. Because you're not going to get over the prestige of the 4 majors.
No.
But the PGA Tour can make certain events be bigger than the majors also, to where you're going to pay attention. Like, you're not going to not watch the Masters because the Players' Championship was so good and so huge and money person and stuff to that effect, type of thing. But you do it right, PGA Tour 15 years from now, players growing up right now can go, oh, no, when I was growing up, the Players' Championship was the bigger tournament than the Masters was. And I can make more money? Okay. Also, the tournament set a new ticket sales record for them. So if you don't know, you go to other golf tournaments, not the Waste Management Open, they restrict how many people can go on the grounds every day.
Yeah.
And it's not very many. It's like 5,000 if you're lucky. It's very small numbers per day. This tournament, new ticket sales record for it, 200,000 fans across the 6 days. The Waste Management Open gets that in one day. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so they're trying to make this kind of that, like you said, festive atmosphere. It turned Ryder Cup-ish. Fans were into it. Fans were cheering. Any other tournament, if fans start cheering USA, they get shut down quickly, told they're going to get kicked out and stuff like that. So I thought it was a good tournament. I like what they're doing there for the Players' Championship. I liked it a lot. And it makes you kind of look forward to next year's as well. And then, hey, I'm just saying, man, if you need a tax donation, I've got a charity for you, sir. But you just won $4.5 million.
What's it called? The Stephen McCullum?
Oh, no, I'd never use my own name. SM Charity.
Just send it to Arizona.
SM Charity there as well. Cam Young, Robert chimed in. I watched the interviews, but I was busy, so I wasn't able to sit down and save them or record them, and do all that stuff. Cam Young in his post-round interview with Fred Albers, they're on Sirius XM PGA Tour. Albers, quote, "It seems like every hole on the course asks a question." And Young's response, "Yeah, how to make a 6." That's great. That is great. Well, it was also a hard course. It wasn't one of those courses where the guy that won it was -50. after the
No.
whole weekend.
No.
It was a challenging course on top of it, which I like to see challenge these guys. Don't have this minus 20, minus 25, and the leader wins by 10 strokes. Don't do that stuff. Make it hard for these guys.
Yeah, put a lot of water around there, Steve, so Steve can watch them be human like him.
So when I'm watching it, I go, what a loser.
Hold on. He chipped that clear across the green into the water.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah, I do that on Saturday. What a wuss. I did that on Saturday. What a wuss. Cost me my club championship. That's what I want, Dale. Oh, Cam Young drove it 375 yards for a new record on that hole. Whatever. I do that on a regular Thursday when I hit the cart path, and it bounces down the cart path for 100 yards.
And then some.
It was a really fun event. It really was.
It was because, again, everybody's just going, hey, yeah, the drive was 375 yards, blah, blah, blah. But it started before that, the go into the 18.
That was after his.
And you, what are you going to hit off that tee? Because there's water all down the left. Yeah. You hit it too far right, you're in the trees. And he just bombed it.
And, well, then it was after he took the lead. So you're running that emotional, hey, I've got the lead now going into here. I had to fight back to get the lead and stuff. Then you have those emotions involved with when you're about to hit it. Like, oh, I better not screw this up. I'm leading now. It was just fantastic. That's what you want to see from these guys. You want to see guys getting pushed to those limits and having the other thing, Dale, it wasn't just getting pushed to that level. They had fun while doing so. And the crowd had fun while doing so.
Well, a lot of them did.
Yeah. It was,
Auberg didn't.
Yeah. Well, Aberg sucked. I'm going back to calling him Aberg again. He had a tough weekend, man. He did not like that at all.
Tough Sunday. Had a 3-stroke lead starting Sunday. And that was gone by the front 9.
When we come back, we'll get into the NCAA tournament. My favorite part about this, Dale, is when everybody starts complaining about who was snubbed into getting in. One team was snubbed. Other than that, I don't care.
Oh, brother.
I don't want to hear about it.
Can't wait to hear this.
Don't want to hear it at all.
You're going to tell me Miami of Ohio should be out?
No, they absolutely. I'm actually shocked they did the right thing and put them in. The regular season has to mean something. And they showed that it needs to mean something by putting them in. We'll talk about that coming up. NBA talk, of course, still. NFL. We have some more on this. Cardinals signed somebody over the weekend that most people go, there's a bigger deal than you think, folks. I like this signing for a team that's tanking. We'll talk about it. Come on back. The main events. And we're back here, second hour main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, folks. Of course, we're talking about Dale Hellestrae. Almost went back to the whole intro. Whew. Monday. I'm out of it today. I'm a little tired today.
Are you?
Today's my mom's birthday, by the way. I got to say happy birthday to my mother.
Happy birthday, Mrs.
Nancy.
McCollum.
Yeah, she's put up with me her whole life.
No, not her whole life.
Well, my whole life.
Yes. Are you the oldest?
No.
Is the baby?
No, I'm the middle.
Oh,
I
that
have a younger
explains a
brother.
lot.
2 year younger. Brother's 2 years younger than me. What? Why does everybody say that about me? Everybody goes, yeah, you seem like the middle kid.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Adam says that all the time.
The middle child is the middle child.
What does that mean?
It means nothing good.
It means we're independent. We can go through all the trails and tribulations.
Trials.
Trials and tribulations. We can misspeak. We can make words up. We can do all of that.
Sensitive. Always thinks the world's against you.
Well,
Poor baby.
I got news for you. The world is against everybody. Ain't nothing helping you out there. You got to figure it out yourself.
So your younger, is it a brother?
Your younger brother.
How much younger?
2 years.
Did he get spoiled growing up in your eyes?
Now you're going to get me in trouble if anybody's watching this. My sister did not get spoiled very much growing up. She's 6 years older than me, so there's a big gap.
Us firstborns, we were the trial.
Yeah, so and then my sister's hard of hearing and stuff, so she, dealt with that growing up and everything, and whatnot. So, she lived a privileged life, but not, and then I can't, and to this day, my sister will tell you how spoiled I was, and I got everything, and then my brother was worse off. But it's hard for me to complain, because I had a pretty nice childhood. So it's hard for me to complain that my brother got a little bit more than I did.
Okay.
It really is.
See, my mom, I asked her one time back before she passed away, I said, why did you baby my little brother Mark? Like, well, you fawned over him.
Yeah.
Like, you cooked different dinners for him.
Yeah, like, Dale, you're eating this crappy
Yes.
coleslaw. Hey,
Yes.
Mark, what do you want? Chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
I'll go kill the chicken right now and defeather it.
It was so bad, my little brother thought he didn't like beans. So my mom made 2 pots of chili. One for the 3 of us and one for him. Now that he's 53, he realized he does like beans.
He likes them. He's always liked them.
But I'm like,
he
Mom,
just wanted to be difficult.
Mom, why did you spoil him? He got to pick what day it was grounded on the weekend.
You're grounded. Can I be grounded Thursday?
Okay, I be grounded on Sunday because Saturday's when kids play and whatever. I'm like, you just babied him. And she goes, well, Dale, you're a test balloon. We thought we were going to make you the perfect kid, and we realized that's not happening. So
Yeah, but because your 10-year difference,
yeah.
I wonder, not that they might not have outwardly done it, but I also wonder if they're like, oh man, if Dale's a 17-year NFL player, imagine what Mark's going to be when he gets there.
No. There was never that, but I chuckle at it now.
Being sarcastic. Yeah.
But I'll tell you a real quick story. This is how bad it got. So we get report cards every 9 weeks. And my parents didn't care about the grades. I always got, back then it was 1s and 2s or A's and B's.
You're so old that A's and B's didn't exist.
But I always got A's and B's. And I didn't study a whole lot, whatever. It came fairly natural. But I'd always get a check mark for like talking in the class or disturbs class or doesn't rest well or, whatever.
Refuses to take his nap in the middle of the day.
And every 9 weeks, I'd bring the report card home on Friday. We'd look at it at the dinner table, and I'd be grounded Saturday and Sunday. Every 9 weeks for 8 years. Why do you look
at the dinner table? Because that ruins dinner then.
For 8 years, Steve.
Quit talking.
And
do what I tell you here on this show. Stop talking.
And then my brother comes along. I'll never forget, I was home for some reason from SMU on a break, and it was report card time for wherever Mark was at school. And he brought the report card home, and we pass it around. Everybody looks at it and pass it over or whatever. And it comes to me, and I look at it, and I see there's a check mark. I said, oh, I can't wait for this one.
Yeah.
First check mark in his career. I hand it to my mom. She looks at it. Dad looks at it. My mom and dad look at each other, and they said this. my mom told my dad, "Isn't it wonderful, Larry? Mark is finally making friends."
Did they said that in front of her?
Yes,
That's
I got
terrible.
grounded 8 years,
Yeah.
4 times a year,
Yeah.
and he gets a crown because he's finally making friends.
Yeah.
What,
I have a similar story with my little brother.
what about me making friends?
I could be a little rebel rouser in life if you. I know you guys don't believe that, right? You guys don't believe that, but I could be a real rebel rouser in life. I match energies and stuff like that. And at one time, this kid was picking on my brother. My brother just beat the living crap out of this kid in school, junior high. And I'll never forget it. I get home and my parents are like, "Oh, good job, good job, don't do that." But I'm like, "Wait a minute." I remember I looked at my dad and I go, "Wait a minute. When I get in trouble, you guys, I'm grounded from the TV. I'm grounded from all this stuff. You take the car away, all this stuff you guys do." My dad looked at me and goes, "We expect it from you." And I went, "Touche." And I just moved on with my life. It's hard to argue that stuff, man. Yeah, it's the way it goes, Dale. They baby the babies for some reason. I don't know why that is. Probably the last one.
Still held that against my parents.
See, the difference is my favorite thing is I just sit there, and I'm at least a realist. As soon as my dad said, "We expect it from you," and I went, "Yeah, okay." Dale probably would have been like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "Yeah, I get it. I can understand that."
Yeah, but you're a bad kid.
I wasn't a bad kid.
Yeah, you're a bad apple.
No, actually, I got in a lot of trouble because I would defend people that couldn't defend themselves. Yeah. I can't stand bullies to this day, and people that pick on, I can't stand that.
I'm with you.
So I would get in a lot of trouble because even kids I didn't even know, if I just saw somebody unfairly being picked on, I'd have no problem mixing it up or stepping in and saying stuff and doing whatever and whatnot. And I don't know why. I just did it. Partly because I felt like it was easier. I've never started anything, but I would have no problem at least trying to finish something. Don't always get the chance to finish it. But because of that stuff, yeah. But look at Dale being all upset. Dale's at SMU playing with Eric freaking Dickerson.
And mad that my brother didn't get grounded.
Yeah, and he's mad that his brother didn't get grounded. In junior high, probably, too, with the 10-year difference.
Yeah, I was probably 19, 20.
Yeah,
and
so he's 9 or 10. Folks.
Yeah.
And Dale's
ground him.
They're like, 6th grade.
I was grounded when I was 10 years old.
When you turned 16, you needed a car, what'd your parents say to you?
Up until I was about 17, we only had one car in the family.
Did your brother have a car when he turned 16?
That he did not.
Oh, okay, so that's what I wanted. Because that was the contention there. So my sister, of course, whole time growing up, she's like, "I want a car." And they're like, "No, we're not getting you a car. We're not getting you a car. We're not getting you a car." I turned 15, and my dad had a 71 Plymouth Roadrunner, his original car. He sold it to his brother, and his brother was just sitting there. So my dad's like, "Well, you want to rebuild that? We'll rebuild that, and then that can be your first car." So I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it. Heck yeah." So when I turned 15, I got my first car. We had to rebuild the engine on weekends, and we rebuilt the interior and all that. So it wasn't like I was just given to it. I had to work for it. My sister hated me for that I think she still holds it against me. He got a car when he turned 16. And I was like, correction, I got a car when I was 15.
So hold on.
She holds it against me she has hated me forever because of that.
So did you put that up on lifts and put it in the front yard and keep it there for a year?
No, it was in the front driveway, but it wasn't unrepairable and stuff like that. An engine only takes a few weeks to get done, taking it all apart, putting new stuff on there. When you're as skilled as I am, Dale, easy.
All right, let's get back to stickers.
Wasn't on blocks. Yeah, and then so I drove that car throughout high school. I love that. I think it was just a beast, man. 383 engine in it. It was awesome. Then I go to ASU, and I get through the freshman year at ASU with passing grades, which McCollums don't always do. My cousins and everybody. I'm shouting out my cousins, Rob and Mike. Flunk out of ASU, because they decide to party too much. It's like I get A's and B's, on that. So my dad goes, "Oh, we're gonna get you another car." So we went and he bought me another car for me to drive, a new one. And then we gave the Roadrunner to my brother. My brother drives that thing. I swear to God, it was like 6 months. So this is a car, folks, that one time I'm driving home from Arcadia, where I was working at the time, and a big monsoon rolls through, no windshield wipers. I stopped at a gas station and got a squeegee, and I have my hand out the window while I'm driving so I could see in a huge, to the point where I finally have to pull over at the La Quinta there at University in the 143 because I can't see 2 feet in front of me, and my squeegee is no longer working. This is the type of car this is, but it was fast. All of that. My brother's driving that thing. About 6 months into it, my dad, I go to my parents' house. And I'm like, whose the car is that out there? Oh, it's your brother's. Why is he getting a new car? Oh, that Roadrunner is a death trap. We sold that thing. I drove it for 2.5 years, and it was the best car on the planet. My brother drives it for 6 months, and it's deemed a death trap. It's because I was replaceable. I had a younger brother. There's nobody to replace him. I'm convinced of that to this day.
So you do have a little animosity in you.
I don't care. It was just funny how just casually he goes, that thing was a death trap. Yeah, I know. Thank you.
No, what I found out was every year I came back from SMU, my parents had done another either addition or refurbishment at the house.
That's how expensive you were. They could refurbish the house when you left.
And then, like, after my sophomore year, they got a new car.
But here's the thing, though. When you're sending home wads of McDonald's bags of cash from SMU, I mean, that goes a long way, Dale. You're welcome, folks.
We won a lot of games, Steve.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I hope
that
you
one
choked.
that one made me laugh.
I hope you choked on
that one was funny. Oh, you set me up for it, though. You walked right into that one. After all these years, you'd think you'd know not to walk into those types of jokes and those types of comments out there. Hey, the Cardinals over the weekend signed former Chicago Bears wide receiver. Now, folks, don't look up his wide receiver stats because they're terrible. Devin DuVernay, who is Kyler Murray's cousin, by the way. But he signed a 1-year deal, $2.5 million with the Cardinals out there. Single season with the Bears. Why did I kind of peek up when I saw this signing? Because this kid had 21 punt returns for the Bears, 231 return yards, 40 kick returns for the Bears, 1,069 yards return time, including a 56-yard return that helped the Bears beat the Vikings there, in that big game toward the end of the season. I think that one was up in Minnesota when that happened as well. The Cardinals have a bona fide receiver. Why do I get excited about this? Because in the game of football, I lament the loss of positional football-wise. Instead of getting the ball at the 1 or 2 like the Cardinals always do, they got somebody that, in theory, Dale, can catch the ball and get you out to the 25, 30, 40-yard line and flip that field for you for your offense and help the offense out.
Right.
I'm excited about that. That's a 1-year deal. Don't count him at all on a wide receiver side, but even on kickoff returns. If that ball's not kicked into that end zone, he's going to punish the other team. I get excited about that stuff. I'm excited about it. Tell me, Dale's going to poo-poo it now, but tell me why I should not be excited about this.
No,
I love that side of football.
Ever since that came out over the weekend about they are the first NFL team to be tanking theory.
You don't care about anything
I
they do?
I don't care about it. They could make a trade for Patrick Mahomes.
I wish I would have seen that tanking report.
Yeah.
I was all proud of myself because I'm kind of come to that conclusion myself.
$178 million next year.
I'm just kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
Hey, over the weekend, the Cardinals had a bunch of contract triggers that happened. If you don't know what this is just simply your, contracts. Certain things happen on certain dates and things like this side. $3 million of Trey McBride's 2027 salary is now guaranteed. Anybody worried about Trey McBride not making the team in 2027? No, you don't. You don't.
Yeah, I
care
didn't
about
hear a
that.
whole lot of talk of, do we have to release him and then re-sign him?
Baron Browning earned a $2 million roster bonus. That one kind of makes you perk up a little bit. Like, really? Baron Browning? Okay. $1.5 million of Jacoby Brissett's salary this year is now guaranteed. Does that matter? Not really, because once week one comes, his whole salary is guaranteed.
Right.
So he's got to make it to that point, right? Buda Baker earned a $1 million roster bonus. And then Froholt, their center there, earned a $500,000 roster bonus as well. I just find it fascinating how contracts are structured for quote unquote bonuses to hit just for being there.
Well, I think the teams like it because again, the reason that the Kyler Murray deal had to go down when it went down was because if he was on the roster, whatever date that was,
you'd be owing him $50-something million.
Right.
On Wednesday, it was the date, or Thursday. Yeah, you owe him that much more. So, yeah, I mean, it's perks that. So if you don't want the guy, then you don't have to pay the bonus. You can just get rid of him and take the they just take the salary cap hit kind of a deal as well. I mean, like the Colts, Charvarius Ward, their cornerback, $12.9 million of his salary for this year is now guaranteed. Well, that just simply means if something happens to him and then he's not on the week one roster, he's getting $12.9 million guaranteed this year.
They could cut him, and now you get $12.9
if something bad happens, that's how that plays. Whereas, like I said, week one, it's all good if you're a vet. If you're I think it's a 5-year vet. I could be wrong.
It may be,
Three?
I think, vested, 3.
Is it 3 years? Yeah. So 3-year vets, week one, your salary is good for the whole year regardless. DeForest Buckner for the Colts earned a $10 million roster bonus just for waking up on over the weekend. You just woke up one day and you're like, oh, $10 million, ding, ching, ching, ching. Wells Fargo's dinging on your things, and you just got a $10 million deposit for just waking up. Cam Bynum's $10 million 2026 salary is guaranteed as well. Look at these numbers on the Colts. $8.3 million of Bernard Ryman's, who's their offensive lineman, of his 2027 salary is now guaranteed. So a year from now. Quentin Nelson earned a $2 million roster bonus as well. Look at these numbers that are being triggered here by some of these teams. Cardinals ones were pale in comparison.
Yep.
To some of these other numbers out there. Spot Track gets us all that information out there. I'm just fascinated on how they structure these contracts, and it basically means these players are on this team regardless of what happens coming up.
Right.
Is basically what that's telling you because of salary cap reasons and stuff like that as well. So really quick, World Baseball Classic. I know we'll get to the men's basketball tournament and spend some time on that. Japan shockingly eliminated. The Japan culture is stapled in a lot of old traditions and things, which I like to see. I do like it a lot. Japan gets knocked out by Venezuela, shockingly taken out of this tournament. The favorite, taken out of this tournament by Venezuela. The next day, the manager resigns because he's disgraced that he was the failure, and they got knocked out by a really good Venezuelan team, folks. I think that is fascinating that still happens in today's day and age.
Meanwhile, our manager cannot know what clinches and what doesn't.
This is my point. He is so embarrassed. I might be overplaying this a little bit, but he realizes as a cultural norm, we failed at what our job was. I'm going to resign and step away from this. Somebody else can step in and do a better job than me, obviously. And we have a manager that had to spend 3 days walking back his comments and trying to convince us. He actually knew the rules when he obviously didn't. Why can't we be more like the Japanese culture? Because this is just embarrassing.
Well, we're still playing. They're not.
Well, the other thing is I was kind of yesterday. He sat Cal Raleigh yesterday because he's hitless in the WBC and put in Gunnar Henderson, right? And I forgot the other guy he played, and he benched another guy who was hitless as well. And I went, I don't know about benching Cal in this, even though he was hitless. I'm not sure about that. Gunnar hits the first home run yesterday. Yeah. The second guy, Royal, gets the second run in across the plate. And it's just like, all right, you made the right moves. Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's amazing what happens, Dale, when you know the format. And you know how important a game is.
Well, he actually I personally like John Smoltz as an analyst.
I do like him.
I
he was
hear
the
a lot.
one.
I hear a lot of people
Yeah,
not like him.
I just didn't like how he was bringing up the Tommy John, and I wasn't going to call him
Okay.
out for it, but that was him. That was
Maybe I
bad.
wasn't
Tommy
listening to
John.
that part, but I always learned something with him, and he said what they looked at was their success against Severino, and those two guys that he played were batting over 500 against Severino, and Cal Raleigh had no hits.
Yeah, no, it was hitless against him. Yeah. And was struggling in this tournament also, to be honest with you. But yeah, no, that's the thing. I mean, that's what baseball managers should do. The days of analytics, right? Where you look at those types of stuff, and it paid off. That was the most amazing. The second one was off of Soto, though, the pitcher Soto. Severino got kind of chased after 2 innings. Here's the other thing, man. Severino's such a good pitcher. I love watching him. He plays for the A's. He just gets bidden. He just gets hidden in that athletics organization, man.
Well, I mean, you watch the first couple of innings. It seemed like a Game 7 World Series atmosphere.
The crowd was the Dominican Republic crowd was ridiculous. The game was in Miami, but then Severino's throwing these backdoor sliders that I'm at home ducking on the couch, looking at them come into the plate. These things are just wild out there. You expect people to hit these things?
Yeah, hitting 101 with movement.
It's like, what? I was so looking forward to that game yesterday. Italy, Venezuela today. Dare I say this? U.S. is going to win its second World Baseball Classic. I will say this, in all seriousness, I know, but I know it looks like it's easy. Hopefully. The thing that worries you is with this manager, DeRosa, dear God, this might be just an absolute horrible final game because he might just think they can walk in and win this thing. And, oh, God, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. But this Italy team's a lot of fun. I do like this Italy team. So this game tonight's even going to be fun. Italy and Venezuela tonight and everything. The umpiring situation. Like I said, I'm not losing my mind about it. I know a lot of people are. The Soto strikeout in the 8th inning was ridiculous. That thing was low. The second it left his hand, and it went lower. The strikeout on Perdomo right at the end of the game, way low, shouldn't have been called a strike. And the umpire wasn't consistent with it. That's my complaint I have with him. But this is what baseball is, man. We watch baseball umpires be this bad all the time. That's why you don't have the ABS system in Major League Baseball this season, because umpires were good at their job, folks. It ended that way, but that's how baseball games end generally.
I really enjoy when they show a couple pitches from the umpire cam.
Yeah. I think catcher cam now they have too, right?
It ain't easy.
Yeah.
I mean, so some of us, you're so used to watching on TV
with the box.
You see the box. That's definitely outside the box.
And the ball goes through there, and it leaves the imprint of the ball on the outside of it.
How did he miss that one? Well, if you actually get behind the plate and you have to watch the ball, I don't know. It's.
I'm convinced a lot of umpires line up wrong.
Well, see, I've always said this when I have studied some baseball is that, like, it seems like umpires that line up to the left of the catcher.
Mm-hmm.
All right, their head's left of the catcher's head, and it's a right-hand batter. He's going to see that inside a lot better than he sees an outside slider.
You want to line up in the middle of the plate so you see the whole plate. When they line up on outside or inside of it, you're going to miss the other side of it.
Yeah, but if you line up in the middle of it, that means you're above the catcher and you're shoulder high.
That's what I mean. This is what cracks me up about people complaining about the umpires and the calls last night. Catchers, since the beginning of time, do what? They frame their pitches.
Yeah.
And that's because you're trying to fool the umpire from knowing when the ball went across.
As if it's not hard enough already.
Yeah. And so, actually, because I have become accustomed to ABS, watching a lot of spring training games, where it's like a pitch is bad, you just go bloop, bloop, move on. But this did bring up an interesting thing to me. This is why I don't think you're going to see pitchers being challenged unless in early parts of the game. I think everybody, if they're smart, is going to keep their challenges to the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning.
Yep.
Because could you imagine if the ABS system, like, just put yourself in a playoff atmosphere here. Last night was a playoff game, and you used a challenge and you lost them in the 7th or 8th inning, and you needed it for that final pitch.
Right.
And you lose the World Series because you challenged some meaningless pitch in the 6th inning and lost it. And you needed it for that final pitch, and you don't have it there. The coach that does that is going to be lambasted to the world's end for blowing that type of a thing. Every coach, if you're smart, is going to keep a challenge till that 9th inning for that reason, especially in the bigger the game is. And this is going to be fascinating to see how these coaches and these managers do, in fact, think about these challenges.
Right.
Because could you imagine not having any? You have them available, but you lose them? And then that situation happened?
Well, I think you also have to read the situation of the game. This seemed like it was going to be a one-run game the entire game.
Well, I mean, Dominican had bases loaded in the innings, and they had to get out of it, and it's just like this game was unbelievable. That's the thing, save them till the end,
right?
Because you're probably going to need them at the end, and everything. And it's just even if the ref called that a ball, let's say, it's almost like, well, we might want to challenge that anyway, even though we know it's a ball. Let's just challenge it anyway. Then you have no harm there at the end of the game to challenge it. Make the umpire stand there and challenge it, even if you're going to lose it. And then you go show everybody, hey, we tried. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? This is what came across my mind watching this game yesterday. These are things these managers have to think about. Because in the 4th inning, you can overcome a bad call.
No.
Now, that Soto one in the 8th, I probably would have challenged that one. You probably would have won it. So you would have kept your challenge. And then, obviously, the last pitch of the ball game challenged that as well, if you had the 2. But this is going to be fascinating to watch how these managers. Could you imagine a manager loses them in the 2nd inning? And then no. Are you going to get that upset about an April loss? No, unless you need that one loss in August. What are you going to look back at? Remember that game in April?
Yeah, where we lost our challenge. Steve will remember it.
I'll point it out. But it was kind of interesting because it was the umpiring last night, and it hasn't been good in several games. So let's be fair about that as well. But the umpiring kind of to me was the reason why I'm not losing my mind about it is one, the good guys won. No, but in all seriousness, the reason why was I kind of felt like this is the last time we're really going to see a game like this. Because now everything's ABS. So even if they don't have a challenge on that 9th inning play, the game's going to be affected by challenges throughout it. Yeah, this is the last entity where we're going to see baseball as we know it, where the umpires call their zone and we get frustrated with it left and right. This is the end of it, Dale. Right now, we got 2 more games. At least in American baseball. We have 2 more games of this. And I just kind of felt like a relaxing, there's the baseball that I love to hate.
So hold on. Where aren't the Americans in the finals?
Yes. Well, you got tonight's game and then the final game.
Right, but the Americans only have one more.
Yeah, one. That's what I'm saying. But 2 more, but you have tonight's game too.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. 2 more games of baseball with crappy umpiring. You're still going to get crappy umpiring, but it's going to be affected by challenges. I just felt like it's relief of, I'm not going to get mad about it this time. Not going to get mad about it this time.
You can't help it, Steve.
But I'm not going to do it, Dale. I walked away just going, this is the baseball we've known for the last 20 years. Umpires ruining a good game. Imagine if that Soto pitch was called a ball like it should have been. What could have happened after that in a 1-run outing? Then that last pitch, instead of being a strike 3, Perdomo gets another chance at it. Come on. Who wouldn't have wanted that?
Me.
See what could happen. Yeah,
Me.
Because you're at home in your American flag pants and shirt.
Underwear.
With your sparklers.
Yeah.
America.
USA.
Yeah. Neighbors were all, shut up, Ellie! Yeah, that's what was interesting. So I'm not too upset about the umpires because I just felt the calmness of we're done with this nonsense of these umpires coming up here. Looking forward to it.
But then I got 162 games of them.
But then I just sitting there thinking, oh dear God, imagine a World Series ending this way with challenges and being wasted earlier to where you don't have it in that scenario. Oh, this is going to be fascinating to watch how managed. Now, I think regular season games will kind of work on it a little bit. But like I said, big games, playoff games as you're going into September, that's going to be fascinating to watch.
Yeah, because there'll be a whole strategy to how you use those.
Yeah, it's so different than the coaches challenge in the NFL. Some coaches won't throw them in the first half, no matter how bad the calls are, because you can kind of overcome them.
Right.
Some only hold it till the fourth quarter. Some will have no problem challenging in the first half, using them all. We don't care. Bad calls, we're taking them.
Yeah, because some coaches are going to say, well, why take them with you?
Yeah. It's just, but in baseball, you got to have it there for that last pitch, man, to save your team. Because all you need is the chances, right? What the umpire did last night was they took the chance away from the Dominicans in that situation, and Perdomo on top of it. Is it weird watching the WBC, like Canada, not Scooble, the Diamondbacks pitcher, his name starts with an S. He pitched for Canada, got ran out of that game after a couple innings. It is interesting watching Diamondbacks play because you're kind of rooting for him, but then at the same time, you're like, I hope you do well enough that the USA still wins. It's like that pitch against Perdomo last night. I was like, oh, poor Perdomo. USA, aw. It's a weird feeling. That's all I can say about that.
you did bring up a great point, though. It's going to be interesting when they get back to their teams and Ketel Marte all in.
He made some beautiful plays yesterday.
Yeah, he certainly did.
He's done it all tournament long. Second week of the regular season, second week of April. A lazy grounder rolls this way. Is he going to be as aggressive?
It's April, Steve.
Got to save me for the playoffs. Merrill Kelly was on the mound this weekend for the Diamondbacks. He said he's going to start the season probably on IL because he's got to ramp up still. He'll be back after the first series, things to that effect. But it looks like his injury's gone. Now he just has to ramp up. So that's a positive sign. I don't like him starting on the IL, but what are you going to do?
Right.
Brandon Pfaadt dominated yesterday, even though the team ended up tying. I would have rather seen Brandon Pfaadt get the opening day start, personally. Or Tommy Henry. I talked about that last week with Coop.
Tommy Henry. Steve.
Fantastic.
What rock have you been living under?
The most consistent pitcher in Diamondbacks last couple of years? That guy? That guy? But pitching staff's shaping up, except for Eduardo Rodriguez did not have a good WBC. So brace yourself for that coming this year, folks.
Well, and when you say good WBC, I mean, if you're playing against Americans, you're playing against an all-star team.
He played against other teams as well. Obviously, Alec Thomas came back from the WBC as well. I believe he got in the game yesterday, if I did see properly. I didn't watch any minor league baseball yesterday, but Alec Thomas did get out there. 1 for 2 yesterday with 1 run on his WBC return here for the Diamondbacks. Obviously they're gonna get all the Dominican players back. Like I said, pay attention to how long Marte's out. I'm gonna be curious about this, Dale. That's a long flight from Miami to Phoenix. Did he make the flight? That should be question number 1.
I need to go visit his house.
But Brandon Pfaadt yesterday looking good, man. 5 innings. He has a .90 ERA here in the spring. Like I said, doesn't mean anything at spring training. But you like to see good numbers instead of bad numbers.
It's better than the alternative.
And Sewald, by the way, is down to 3.6 ERA.
Yeah, see, he's going to be fine.
And 9 is down to... You don't want to see a relief pitcher with a 3-something above 3 ERA when he only pitches 1 inning a game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You pitch 1 in a game, you have 1 bad outing, and that could really skew things.
Well, 9 ERA is several bad outings from that side of things. But there you go. Sewald's still out there. They did send Drew Jameson down yesterday to the minor leagues, coming off that injury. I'm not surprised by that as he gets out there. So we'll keep it going. But yeah, we're going to Lawler's making this team as a center fielder, which will be interesting because you got Alec Thomas to play center field also. So it's going to be interesting to see how this rotation does. Lawler going to get enough chances to play center field, enough to be hot out there and at least see what he could do at the plate? It's going to be fascinating because you're not sitting Alec Thomas for a week on an end so Lawler can play.
Well, let's see if he can stay healthy for a couple weeks.
That's issue number. The other thing about the WBC, I really like Judge in right field. Just going to say that right now, Yankees fans. I like him more in right field than I do in center field. Throwing that out there. If the
Big
Yankees
man.
want to listen to me,
Boy, he's a big man.
every time he got on base, cracks me up because he just towers over every. The first baseman, I forget his name right now, for is an all-star first baseman for the Dominican team, and Judge gets on base there, and he's talking to him. He's like, "How you doing?" Just the cameras are just right on it. It's like you're doing that guy dirty, man, by having him so big out there. Dale, before we get to the college basketball stuff here, Suns lost the second game of the back-to-back against the Raptors. You talked about it earlier. Isolation ball, I do attribute it more to they're just tired. That's second night of a back-to-back, which is alarming because they have Boston tonight, T-Wolves tomorrow night. They're going to go 1-1 in this back-to-back, I think.
Well, let's hope.
It's just a matter of I don't know if you can beat the Celtics in Boston. Now, they've had 3 days off.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can beat the Celtics in Boston, but you can beat the Timberwolves. The problem is it's second night of a back-to-back, and the second half of these games on back-to-backs throughout the NBA. It's not a Suns problem. It's the whole NBA. Second night of back-to-backs, the second half of those games are god-awful for the teams that are on the second night of a back-to-back. Because I almost feel like you have to win tonight against the Celtics.
I just want to see them get back to Phoenix Suns basketball.
No isolation.
Because they had a lead in that second game on Friday night. They were ahead.
They let it at least in halfway. Like I said, we were watching it, but at least until the fourth quarter, they had the lead.
Yeah,
they lost it
into the fourth quarter, and then Devin Booker started saying, "No, I'm just going to take over," and from there on.
All right, so Dale just wants to see win or lose Suns basketball come back.
Yes.
Who are they going to sit out? Are you going to sit out tonight or are you going to sit out tomorrow like Grayson Allen? Is he sitting out tonight or is he going to sit out tomorrow night?
I have not done a deep dive because as a coach, I wouldn't be when am I going to rest a guy?
Well, that's what they did last time. He sat out the first game and played
Right.
the second game. Matchups and stuff like that. But that also will determine how I feel about tonight when we get the lineups.
Yeah.
Coming up for tonight as well. NBA officially starting the process. They're going to do their first vote here for expansion. This is for Vegas and Seattle coming up here, which is going to change conference settings and what division you're in and stuff to that effect. So it's going to affect the Suns as well.
Well, you think both those teams have to be in the Western Conference.
And they have to be in the Pacific.
Either or. I mean, they could be, you could put Vegas
in the Pacific.
You should.
Yeah, but they could go with the Jazz, the best owner in all of sports, the Jazz.
But that means one Western Conference team's got to go to the East.
Yes.
Eastern Conference, and I heard Memphis maybe.
It's got to be Memphis or something over there, right?
Because who really cares about Memphis?
That's
anyway?
the thing.
Here, you take them.
The East will welcome Memphis, another terrible team for the East teams to beat up on.
Yes.
Why would you not take them? But New Orleans obviously is farther than Memphis is, but yeah, Memphis seems to be the deal there. So it's going to affect the Suns and who they play in the conference and stuff like that. But here's the other thing: keep in mind on this Vegas, it's going to pass. This one's going to pass. Then they start talking about ownership and who can own it and stuff like that. Watch this carefully because this is kind of what I've been talking about with the Lakers. LeBron James knows his career with the Lakers is over unless he takes a substantial pay cut after this year, and he's not going to do that. He wants to play another year probably. So the thing to watch here is you can't own a team and play basketball. LeBron James, his buddy there who owns Clutch Sports, has talked openly about selling his Clutch Sports and selling that stuff. And if you see that trigger start to happen, LeBron James will retire from basketball because he is going to be handpicked as the owner, one of the owners of the Las Vegas expansion team.
Right.
So my point on this is, yes, it's early because these votes are going on, but LeBron could keep affecting the Lakers negatively, which is interesting right now. The Lakers are still playing really well without LeBron out there. They've passed the Rockets, they've passed the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, and now the Lakers are in that 3 spot. The Suns fans need LeBron James to play for the Lakers in order for the Suns to catch the Lakers and pass them at some point in this deal. And I think the Nuggets will wake up. I think the Rockets will wake up, and the Timberwolves are kind of on that edge. I'm not sure. But you need, as Suns fans, LeBron James to play on the Lakers for the Lakers to suck. If he doesn't play for the Lakers are going to do well. Root for LeBron James to be distracted with these votes and then have to play for the Lakers because that's what we need as Suns fans.
Well, at the end of the day, the owners are not going to vote against expansion because
It's coming.
that's a lot of money in their pockets.
Especially those 2 locations.
Yeah.
They're bringing billions of dollars into these ownerships and stuff like that. If this was Nashville, might be a little bit lower of vote. But these 2 locations deserve teams. These 2 locations need teams. It's coming. Just pay attention to this as well. But just want to throw out the Lakers angle there. Lakers play better without LeBron. We need LeBron to play.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see come playoff time.
When we come back, we get into the brackets a little bit. Of course, we'll keep talking brackets as the NCAA tournament. Well, the actual tournament side of it gets started on Thursday. Playing games start tomorrow. Let's talk about it. Who got snubbed, Dale? My favorite conversation.
ASU.
GCU didn't get in either. And then GCU's pulling a Notre Dame, folks. We'll talk about that. Come on back. Main events. Patrick Mahomes is recovering from that torn ACL.
Yes. Never know. Might be a little setback.
Yeah, Justin Fields, 6th-round draft pick for him to go to the Chiefs. And from what I'm reading now, Adam Schefter, I believe, said, maybe it was somebody else, other teams were interested, and his preference was the Chiefs. That's my preference as well, by the way. Just so you guys know, if I'm going to be traded, I want to go to the Chiefs.
Yes.
Just throwing that out there for you. Let's make that known. Autumn says, don't forget, tag us or text us, 623-252-6670. Says, my 3 older kids always give me a hard time for how much easier I am on child number 4. The truth is that by child 4, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Is that it? You just get tired?
When you're talking that number of kids.
Because it's just you and Mark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and my parents are 3. I could tell you, with my 2, oh my God, I couldn't imagine having more than 2. Like, 1 was so easy at the beginning that I was like, oh, what do people complain about? Then the second one came along, and it's like, what are we doing?
Well, I have 3 different friends who each have 4 kids.
Okay. I grew up with several families that had 8.
Yeah.
One had 11 kids. One had 8.
Anyway. So these 3 guys, we're high school buddies. We meet for beers, whatever. And one of them said the probably the most interesting thing I've heard in a long time. He said, with 4 kids, your life is as happy and smooth as your most unhappy kid.
That is true.
And the number of times all 4 are in a good place at the same time. He said it's very, very few and far between. I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
The biggest problem is just the different personality. What works on one kid doesn't work on the other ones.
Yeah, but 3 could be in a good spot and one gets broken up with.
Yeah. Suck it up, Buttercup. That's all you say to him, Dale. Suck it up.
I hear you saying, Ethan, it'll be okay, buddy. No. Hey, you're my favorite.
She also says if the Cardinals are tanking, 1, it's likely Gannon wasn't on board with the tank, so they had to let him go. And then 2, does that save Monty for another year? That's what I'm fascinated by. Why keep Monty to tank this year?
Well, put this on him.
That's the thing, and then you just let him go?
Yeah.
And you blame him for it?
Yeah.
But if it's in the cards, how do you fire a guy that did what the owner wanted? Happens all the time, by the way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know how you can look on that. So Texas 623-252-6670. Of course, hit us up at TME Sports Show as well on X. Adam also says if LeBron owns the Las Vegas team, how mad is he that he already has a team called the Kings? They'll be called the Las Vegas Can't Get Our Sweats Off because we read the bench too much. Go back to the first hour.
Hey, how long is this spring break for your schools out there?
This is the last week. 2 weeks. So this is the last week.
2 weeks.
Hey, most kids are off partying or sleeping in all day and not doing anything. Ethan gets up early and comes to work.
I'm just saying, they have more vacation time than they have to be at school.
They do. It's ridiculous. They have a half day every Wednesday on top of it.
For what?
I know. Teachers need time off or something. I don't know. I know. It's ridiculous. We got like 3 days off when we went to school.
Poor Steven.
Kids today are like, I went to school for 3 days. I need a week off. We got a week off coming up. Hey, the brackets. We're going to talk more about this, obviously, as the week goes on. Arizona, number 1 team in the West. Here's what I don't understand. All year long, Dale, the number 1 team has been pretty much been Michigan and Arizona, what everybody's been arguing about, as the number 1 team in the country. And not only that, the number 1 bracket. And then the brackets come out, and the bracketology goes, yeah, we're going to make Duke number 1 in the whole thing. Nobody said Duke was the best team in the country all year long. They said they were up there, but it was all conversation was always Michigan and Arizona. And now all of a sudden Duke's the number one seed in the whole What? What? I also like Duke a lot in this tournament. This Duke team is probably the better team than they were last year. With that one kid that's down in Dallas now. I just forgot his name. This Boozer. Have you ever seen Boozer play? Yeah, Cooper Flag. Have you ever seen Boozer play, man? This is the most amazing. It's gonna suck to be his dad because he might be better than his dad coming out there. No, are you like I had a good NBA career, and the kid's like mine's gonna be better.
Good for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Steve. You look at the East and you look at the West. I'm not so sure would rather be in the West than the East.
Well, that's what I was just going to talk about. If you haven't seen the brackets.
I mean, the 2 seed in the East is UConn.
Yeah, I hate to say this because, everybody's going to be like, why are you saying this? Arizona has a lot easier trek to the 8 than Duke does in the East.
And I don't know if it's much easier, but when you're talking about
Feels like it
UConn, Michigan State,
Ohio State,
Kansas,
TCU, St. John's. Don't sleep on St. John. Patino, he could do damage against anybody.
he has to get beat by a lot first.
Not saying anything. You got UCLA in the East on top of it, which I'm up and down on them. They got UCF in their first game. No, I agree with you. It is better to be in the West. It just cracks me up how,
Yeah.
the number one team in this tournament, Duke, and you're like, nobody was saying they were the number one team all year.
And
Now you're putting them at number one as the number one team. What?
all that doesn't matter to me. I'd
It
rather
doesn't
have
matter.
Purdue in my quadrant than UConn.
So Arizona plays the winner. First of all, they play the vaulted Long Island University.
I'd rather have Gonzaga in my thing than Michigan State.
Then they would have to play Villanova or Utah State winner. And then they have a Wisconsin versus High Point. And the High Point has that kid that only shoots threes and makes them. So pay attention to Wisconsin High Point when that game happens. Arkansas, Hawaii. Arkansas will be a tough out for Arizona, but they should be able to dispense of them, right? But then you got also BYU, if they can make it through. Gonzaga's in here in this side as well. Miami, Miami, Florida, not Ohio, in this one. They have them in this side as well. And then, like you said, Purdue, which Purdue was always all year long, has a lot of talent to be the number one team. And they were number one in the country early on, and then they lost several games and kind of faltered a little bit. But they're a real threat out there. But I agree with you. West, I think Arizona, like I said, you got to be careful how you phrase this because I think Arizona has a very favorable bracket.
Yes.
Not that they're not going to have to work hard and they're just going to coast through. I'm not saying that. I'm saying look at the other bracket sides, and I feel like they're more favorable matchups for Arizona to go through. Like Michigan, if they beat UMBC / whoever the other team is that they're playing, Howard, I think, in the thing, Michigan plays them. Their second round game is going to be Georgia or St. Louis. Michigan should be able to beat them, but it's going to be a closer game, I think, than you think it's going to be. But then if they get past that, they're going to have to play the Texas Tech Alabama winner. Those are both really, really good teams. I just feel like Arizona has been set up in this, like you said, even though they're not the number one. I thought they would have been that. I think this is a fantastic setup for Arizona. Look, my expectations are Arizona makes the Final Four, period, end of story. Anything less than that is going to be a disaster end of the season for them. And it's even more solidified now because you look at their bracketology and who they have in their brackets in terms of matchups. I'm not saying the team. I'm talking matchup-wise.
Right.
Arizona's matchups. Now, you get to Gonzaga, you're going to have a matchup problem with them probably. Fear the teams that shoot a lot of threes with Arizona because you can score more threes. You score more points with threes than you do twos. The more you know, folks. That's the knowledge you get here at the main event.
If you make them.
If you make them. That is a good point. Good caveat there. So I do like Arizona's standings in this as well. It's going to be fascinating to see. I like Duke a lot. I just don't know if you can get through that side of the bracket. Same thing with Florida as a 1 seed. Yeesh. They got some matchup problems there on the Florida side of things, including Houston.
Yeah, the number 2 seed is Houston.
Yeah.
Michigan's number 2 seed is Iowa State.
Yeah.
Iowa State, Houston, both Big 12 teams, represented pretty well.
Iowa State's a Big 12 team?
Yeah. They just played Arizona in the Big 12
The
championship.
joke. That's a knock on Iowa State. Iowa State, by the way, Big 12, lots of teams in here.
Yeah.
I like it. BYU made it in. I want to see what BYU does because they have a lot of injuries at the end of the year, struggled a little bit. Hey, you want to be a number 1 draft pick? Young AJ. Better step up in this because I know Boozer's going to step up in it. If you don't draft Boozer number 1, I'm sorry, man. He's an amazing kid as well.
Yeah.
Miami of Ohio did get into this tournament, which, like I said, I think they had to do. They lost in their conference games, so they ended up 33-1 or whatever. Regular season has to matter. I don't care how terrible your season is. I don't care how bad who you play are. You go undefeated in the regular season, you need to be rewarded for that. And the committee did the right thing here and put them in. I think.
I
From
am
that
not
perspective.
going to argue it at all. Plus, that they were supposedly the last one in or close to the last.
Yeah.
No, I guess SMU
SMU was the last.
was the last one in.
Yeah, you guys suck. Prairie View and Lehigh got in before you guys, but that's because of automatic qualifiers. There, Texas is back into the plane.
Hold on, let's take a step back from your statement right there.
Texas, SMU sucks.
SMU sucks.
Go Mustang! Go Mustangs!
So, what's the adjective you use for the Sun Devils? SMU sucks. They're playing on the 18th, which is what is today?
They're going to lose. Yeah, they play Wednesday night.
Okay.
Because tomorrow night's team plays on Thursday, and Wednesday's games play on Friday. They play Miami of Ohio, man, who lost one game this year, Dale. How many did SMU lose?
Enough to be on the bubble.
It was either SMU or I can't remember now, but it was either NC State or SMU that was the last team in all seriousness.
Right.
Yeah, in all seriousness. Hey, get in, man. I don't
Get
care what
in,
you say.
hey.
Playing games you're in this tournament. Are you officially one of the 64? No, but you're in this thing. You have a chance to go on a run. Do it.
Guess what? The difference between SMU and ASU?
Yeah.
SMU's got a
One's in Dayton,
chance.
Ohio, and one's
On vacation.
in 100-degree Phoenix, Arizona temperatures, Dale. That's the difference. I might rather be in Dayton. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Weather-wise?
Yeesh, it's awful. Like I said, the good news for Arizona State, if they want to start interviewing some coaches, some of them are available that you want to talk to. San Diego State missed the tournament. New Mexico missed the tournament. If you want to interview those head coaches as well. Auburn's out. They were really lobbying to get in, but they sucked it. They beat some really good teams, but they were terrible. You can't go 7-11 in a conference and expect to get in.
You can in the SEC.
Yeah, and that's why they're out. That's why they're outside looking in. It's a ridiculous joke. I think Texas had a losing record again this year, by the way, and they're in the playing game. Last year, let me look this up here, and we'll wrap up the show with bashing the SEC because that's my favorite. I think Texas last year they did have a losing record in conference and lost in the play-in game as well. Let me slide over here to the Southeastern Conference here. Not the Southeastern Atlantic. Okay, here we go. Texas. Oh, 9-9 this year in conference. Texas went 500 in the conference, and they made the play-in games this year. Last year they were negative, so good for them. The bad news is, well, Oklahoma missed out. They were 7-11 in the deal, along with Auburn, so they don't deserve to go. You can't have a losing record in your conference and make it, Dale.
One little interesting tidbit, Alabama is in the tournament.
Yep.
Their star, Aiden Holloway. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce the first name. Holloway.
That doesn't matter. What is his police blotters?
He's been arrested on a felony drug charge 4 days before his team is set to play. He's arrested Monday morning.
You think he'll make bail to get there?
Searched a residence near Alabama's campus and recovered more than a pound of marijuana. How much is that, Steve? What does that look like?
A pound. That's how much it is, Dale.
Yeah, but
pound.
okay.
Oh,
So
it's not
does
this
a
big?
pound of marijuana? Does a pound of marijuana weigh the same as like a pound of flesh?
Yeah, it's a pound.
Okay.
Always the same.
A pound of marijuana, paraphernalia, and cash.
Yeah. Go. Good news. Oh, Georgia had the speeding. I was like, good news, no speeding. Didn't get caught speeding. That's Georgia. Robert does say with Arizona. I know. Can you believe that?
Average 17 points a
That's
game.
probably
this
Auburn.
year.
Those cops are probably Auburn fans who are pissed
Yeah.
they didn't make the tournament. So they're taking it
Bias. Probably under a pound, but
down. They rounded up.
yeah.
They used the wrong scale.
Yeah.
Somebody had their foot on it a little
Yeah.
bit more to get more weight to it. Robert says, with Arizona, you have to take into account free throws are not as prevalent in this tournament. That advantage is a big part of their game. Well, that's what I'm saying on the matchup side. So you go through the Arizonas who they play. They don't play a lot of 3-point dominant teams, which could kill them because they don't shoot a lot of 3-pointers and stuff to that effect. The one thing that I agree with Robert on, because Arizona gets to the free throw line a lot more than everybody else, but they're getting to the free throw line because they go toward the hoop and get those rebounds
Yeah.
and stuff. So if you're not getting the fouls, I'm assuming you're getting the 2-point get backs and stuff like that. But the thing about this tournament that's so fantastic is talent doesn't matter, to be honest with you. It's matchup styles. Are you a matchup nightmare to somebody else? That's how you win these games. Has very little to do with talent, I think. It just has to do with that. So Robert also says the guy from Alabama's favorite player is DC from Fast Break. That's a reference I barely get, Robert. That's fantastic. I have to think about that one. Robert earlier, though, did say something. I got to find it here because it did make me laugh. Adding a new rule to the show. And I might agree with this after my analogy earlier. No math, obviously, is rule number 1 on this show. No math. He says no analogies. I might have to agree with you on that for my analogy earlier.
You are not a good analogy
That was
person.
terrible. Hey, like a tree, we're going to get out of here. It's Leave, you idiot. What movie's that from, Dale?
That I don't know.
If you don't say Back to the Future right now, you're fired.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was
Make like a tree and get out of here. It's Leaf, idiot.
That's like in the 80s.
That
I
was
remember
Biff. That was Biff Sr. after he traveled through time and he met Biff Jr. Yeah.
The Biffs.
I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Have a good day.